Accused serial killer Stephen Hainsworth outed himself as the prime suspect in all three killings back in 2018. A year later, major crime detectives swooped on the now 50-year-old at a Victorian prison and extradited him to South Australia. He was charged with the bashing murder of his own auntie, Beverly Hanley, found dead in her Elizabeth North home in 2010. Then with the 2011 death of Mount Gambier pensioner Stephen Newton, and the killing of 71-year-old Phyllis Harrison in 1998. She was stabbed to death in her Elizabeth South home. Only now can the public know what he stands accused of. A judge today granting a 7 News application to broadcast his name and image.
The concern was if there was a jury and they became aware that there were 3 victims before it was finally decided that the matter would proceed as a single trial, there might be some prejudice.
The cold case breakthroughs came after painstaking work by Major Crimes Task Force Resolute.
Alan Jones moved into a property around the corner from Stephen Hainsworth in Elizabeth South in 2007, almost 10 years after the alleged murder of Phyllis Harrison. He told the court he was gardening when he found a foldable knife with a wooden handle covered in blood. It had brass inlay on each end and it looked like a single blade. Earlier, Stephen Hainsworth's former partner testified that on the day Mrs Harrison's body was found, the pair was interviewed by police before officers seized shorts, a T-shirt, jocks, socks and boots belonging to Hainsworth. One of the first paramedics at the crime scene became emotional, recounting the moment she saw Mrs Harrison lying on the floor. "I had a hard time processing what I had seen. I noticed there was a lot of blood. I was also distracted by the fact that I saw her stockings that appeared to have been taken down." 49-year-old Stephen Hainsworth is standing trial, accused of killing Mrs Harrison, his aunt Bev Hanley and friend Stephen Newton between 1998 and 2011. Photographs released show Mrs Harrison's handbag on the floor near the dining table, its contents strewn around. It's alleged a drug-addicted Hainsworth entered her home through an unlocked door looking for items to sell. Prosecutors maintain there were similarities in all of the killings. Hainsworth knew the 3 victims and they all lived nearby at the time of their deaths. The case involving the death of Bev Hanley is expected to get underway next week.